Pipe cleaners to softballs. We're going to be talking about how to grow your arms today with this bicep master class, and I'm going to go through a tiered structure here to show you how to take your biceps from nothing all the way up to Arnold like biceps, those big balls underneath. So let's get rolling with it. So the way I broke this down was I broke it down into 4 categories. We have our don't bother with category. We have our mediocre status, because those are the exercises that are mediocre. We have our excellent status and the exercises that are good. And then we have our Arnold status or godlike status for developing biceps. Now, before I unveil these exercises, I think I picked around 20 different bicep exercises for this. Every person's a little bit different. So my list might be different from your list, which might be different from somebody else's list. But I've been training for over 25 years. When I first started, my arms were like 11 inches, maybe even less. So I'm able to get them to about 18 inches naturally. So it's not something that I don't know what I'm talking about. I've done this, and this is probably one of my favorite things to talk about because I have done 1,000 different bicep movements, and I can tell you there's a lot more that belong on the don't bother doing list. But let's get it started. I'm just going to pick in random order. So first exercise first with the don't bother category is going to be a waiter curl. Now, I've done videos on waiter curls. I actually like doing waiter curls in a spider curl position. Like I just like using that position. But the problem is that it's on the don't bother list because when you're standing up and you're doing a waiter curl, it's not enough weight to stimulate anything for the biceps. It's just not. You're gonna have to use a smaller enough weight. You need to make sure you have flat dumbbells, which is really annoying. And if you've purchased like a bicep board or anything like that, it's just not comfortable to hold on to. It's suboptimal as far as like development. Whereas if you just grab 2 pairs of dumbbells for the same weight, you could probably grab, let's say you were doing, I don't know, 90 pounds on a waiter curl. If you grab 2 45s, you get way more stimulus out of that. So that's why I put it on the don't bother with category. All right, next, we'll just move up the list here. So in the mediocre status, we have barbell and easy curls. Now, I know what you're saying, like what everybody says you need to do barbell curls and easy bar curls, like you need to do those are the basics. I'm going to explain why I don't like them. And like I said, I give them mediocre. The issue is, the reason why I give them mediocre is because too many people turn barbell curls, easy curl bars, curls, which is basically the same movement, the only difference is the bar, but they turn them into cheap movements. If you're someone like me who's pretty strong, your shoulders are gonna take over. You're gonna end up cheating a little bit more than you need to, and you're not gonna get the full development out of the biceps that you want from them. Yes, you can overload a lot of weight doing it, but that doesn't necessarily mean growth. Remember, when you want your arms to change the way they look, when you want your arms to be bigger, it's not about how much can they lift. I don't care how much they lift. If I'm only doing 20 pounds and my biceps are 20 inches, then it doesn't matter. So it's the same thing. People ego lift when it comes to barbell movements, and that's why I put them in the mediocre category. Even if you did them strict against a wall, it's still not a good movement. It's an awkward movement when you do it against the wall. Your shoulders are still probably going to take over. So I've tried and I've done years of barbell curls over the years to finally say, okay, these aren't that good for growth. Next, we'll move up to excellent tier. We got preacher curls. Preacher curls with dumbbells, preacher curls with easy bar curl, preacher curls with the machine. Depending on the preacher curl that you have, preacher curls are one of the best movements you can do because it keeps your arms strict. The more strict you can keep your bicep during these movements, the more you're gonna get out of the movement. So just keep that in mind. I love preacher curls for that reason. Larry Scott used to do them. He had huge biceps, but one of the things that I picked up from him was 2 dumbbells preacher curls. So basically you just take 2 dumbbells and you do preacher curls with 2 dumbbells. But that movement is phenomenal. I love those over any other preacher curl type movements. But a 1-arm preacher curl, anything that keeps your bicep as strict as possible, you're gonna get the most out of it. Now, let's move up to that Arnold status, or the top tier here on this list. We have dumbbell curls, standing or seated. I love these. These are my number one mass building movements for biceps because, again, I'm not locked in with a fixed bar. I can move my body around. I'm a little bit wider than most people. So when I do a curl and I'm with a barbell, I have to be in like a weird position. Like right now my arm is pinned to my side, but my wrist is trying to go in because my lats are in the way. So when I use dumbbell curls, I can lean to one side and get a great contraction as I do it. So it doesn't matter if it's seated or standing, but this is one of the best dumbbell movements, best period movement you could do to grow your biceps and take them to the next level. Drop the barbell and start using dumbbells, alternating dumbbell curls, and you will see the big difference that's going to happen in your biceps. Now, staying on the Arnold status movements, we've got dumbbell hammer curls. Again, standing or seated, doesn't matter. I love dumbbell hammer curls. Dumbbell hammer curls work the middle of the bicep, or the bicep brachioradialis, right in the middle here. Now, Arnold was known for having big biceps, but one of the things that no one really talks about was that muscle here that developed that peak of the bicep pushes the bicep out. And Arnold had a phenomenal one. He had like a knot. It looked like a big ball right here. So you want to be able to develop that. And the way you develop that is by overloading that area. And you do that just with a straight dumbbell curl. Dumbbell curls in this position is great. So just a straight dumbbell curl, hammer curl, pretty simple. Like I said, dumbbells are far and foremost superior to barbells when it comes to growing your biceps, because it also takes out the imbalances on each side. All right, moving down now, let's move into the excellent tier. We have dumbbell pinwheel hammer curls. These are also a really good movement. Basically, it's a hammer curl. Instead of coming straight up, you're coming in. I like this movement. I think it is a good movement, but the reason why I didn't put it in the Arnold status and I just put it as excellent, because you're just rotating in a little bit, you're going to have to use less weight, which means you're not going to be able to stimulate that area as much as if you were just doing straight on. So I'd have to use a little bit less weight to go in as opposed to doing this. So I think that you're going to get better development doing a dumbbell hammer curl as opposed to a dumbbell pinwheel, because you're going to be able to overload it. Not to say that you can't do it. I would alternate between them, but we move that into the excellent tier. All right, moving down. So many people on YouTube are talking about this movement as being one of the best that they can do. But again, for the same reasons I said earlier, this is in the mediocre status, which is cable curls. Just regular cable curls with a straight bar or easy curl bar. For the same reason, it's not comfortable. If you're wider and you're stronger in your shoulders, it's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to almost be in this position. I've tried it in any different way. I've tried it lying down and all these other ways. It's not as comfortable, and you're not going to get as much out of that as opposed to just using a pair of dumbbells and doing dumbbell curls instead. So I put that in the mediocre category. All right, and the next one in the don't bother category, chin-ups. People drive me crazy when they say that their biceps get enough development by just doing chin-ups and pull-ups. That is wrong on so many different levels. That is not right. You're not going to develop good biceps just by doing chin-ups. Yes, you're going to work the biceps when you do chin-ups, but it's not going to be enough to grow them. Remember, the goal is to grow them from sticks to softballs, not sticks to sticks. So you could do chin-ups and pull-ups and all that stuff. You should in your routine, but not for bicep development at all. And I know what you're going to say. You're going to come back to me with an argument about like gymnasts. Well, gymnasts use their body weight all the time and blah, blah, blah. But gymnasts also do a lot of targeted bicep movements. They do like the hold out. They do the one that's behind them. There's a lot of movements that they do that they utilize their biceps in. It's not the chin-ups that's getting them there. And that includes like one-arm chin-ups or pull-ups. So that's why don't bother with those when it comes to developing your biceps. The next thing that's in the don't bother category is Zottman curls. This was actually a favorite of Arnold Schwarzenegger when he first got started with lifting. He was doing two movements, barbell curls and Zottman curls. And those two movements. One, I don't think you already heard my spiel about barbell, but Zotman curls are almost like a regular dumbbell curl, and then you're twisting and coming down and then rotating and coming up. It's an awkward movement. It doesn't really feel right. To me, pick one. You're either doing a dumbbell curl or you're doing a reverse curl. Why do you have to alternate between both of them and twist the dumbbell around? There's no point. Don't bother with that movement. Just like I said, do a reverse curl or do a dumbbell curl. Either one. All right, let's move up to mediocre status here. Arm blaster, easy curl bar, cable curl, barbell curl. Anything with an arm blaster. Arm blaster is cool. It's a cool concept. But same reasons why I don't like the other ones. You're locking those shoulders into position. You're really trying to... I like the idea of having it, you're pushing against the pads with your elbow. I think that's cool. But same thing, when you're wider and you have stronger shoulders, it's much more difficult to keep that arm out. You could use an arm blaster with dumbbells, that's fine. But when you use it with a fixed thing like a barbell, easy curl bar, or a cable, like a cable attachment, it's the same thing is happening there. So that's why I put it in the mediocre status. All right, let's move up. Excellent status, spider curls. I love spider curls. Spider curls are everything. They're great movement. You could use barbells with a spider curl because the way you're positioned on the bench, your arms are in, nothing's in the way. You can curl the weight in a nice arc doing that. So spider curls are excellent. The reason why I didn't put them in Arnold tier was because it is a little bit more difficult to overload them and use the maximum amount of weight to get the most out of the movement. So I would definitely incorporate spider curls into your routine however you want, but that's why I like those Arnold-like movements, because those are the ones that are going to give you your best bang for your buck. And I just feel that spider curls sometimes aren't there, especially if your gym has crap benches. If the bench is kind of round at the top, it's going to be kind of awkward. So that's why I put in excellent here. All right, Arnold status movement, concentration curls. I love concentration curls. Concentration curls are a great movement for developing the peak of the bicep, but I like it a lot because you could really, really squeeze the bicep very, very hard on top. You get a good quality contraction. I like doing it. There's a couple ways you could do this. I like doing it free hanging, where I'm just kind of hanging. My opposite hand is on my leg, and I'm just free hanging and curling. Some people prefer to sit and just place their elbow against there. I don't like that version as much. I like the freestanding one, the way Arnold did in pumping iron. That's probably one of my favorite ways. That's the way I do it. And I like that. I get a lot of that movement, and my biceps really, really pump up when I do that. So that's one that I put in the Arnold status. All right, moving on to the last one in the Arnold status category. And I'm going to summarize all this for you guys at the end. But incline dumbbell curls at a 60-degree angle. By far one of the best mass movements you can do. It keeps you strict. It focuses on a full stretch at the bottom and really stretching that bicep out. So incline dumbbell curls, again, can't go wrong with that movement. The only problem is once you get strong enough with incline dumbbell curls, the dumbbells get too big and they get kind of awkward because you can't lean on the incline. So you got to kind of lean. It's awkward. Once the dumbbells get over 50 pounds, you really have to try to lean like we would with a standing dumbbell curl, but it's harder to do. So I still like it. I still think it's one of the best movements. You could always just do it higher rep if the dumbbells get too big. But incline dumbbell curls, again, another mass key Arnold builder. All right. Next, moving down back to the excellent category, cable curls behind the back. So you basically grab a cable behind you and you're curling it up. I like that movement. I think it's a really, really good movement for the outer head of the bicep. And it's similar to the gymnastics movements I was talking about earlier where they grab the rings behind them. So I put that one in the excellent category. The reason why I didn't put it in the Arnold status was because you can only use so much weight with that one. So you're not going to get as much out of that one as, like I said, a dumbbell curl or a concentration curl. But I think it's one of those movements that should be in your routine occasionally. All right, mediocre status exercise, crucifix curls. Those guys in the gym standing there going like this, again, another movement that's it's It's not really doing much. You can kind of go with and without it. Yes, it'll give you like a good pump at the end, but it's not really worth the benefit doing it. I don't think you can get quality reps on that. And don't bother doing movement, drag curls. I hate drag curls. I get nothing out of them. It's really awkward to do, especially like dumbbell drag curls. I don't even understand that concept. That's why I like the cable curls behind the back. Way better. The tension from the cable is pulling you perfectly in line. With dumbbell curls, dumbbell drag curls, or even barbell drag curls, the weight's kind of going down. You're trying to pull your elbow back. It just doesn't make sense. I wouldn't do that. And the last exercise that I have here in the mediocre status is reverse curls. Hammer curls are going to give you way more as far as bicep development. Reverse curls are mediocre. So you're going to get a little bit more forearm out of them, but are they really like a forearm builder as opposed to a bicep builder? So that's kind of why I put them in there. I do reverse curls for my forearms, not for biceps. So to summarize, what are the main 4 movements you should do that are in the Arnold tier? Again, dumbbell curls, standing or seated, doesn't matter. Those are the best. Really try to turn that pinky out on top, and it's okay to lean to each side. So if you lean, stay in line here, get a good squeeze, lean to the other side, okay? Next thing, dumbbell hammer curls, same thing. Let's develop that muscle in the middle between the triceps and the biceps to really push the arm out and make it bigger. Next movement, concentration curls, the best for developing the peak, full and good contractions every rep, and then incline dumbbell curls for that overload on the stretch. And the exercises you should never do for biceps: waiter curls, standing, chin-ups. Chin-ups are a back movement, not a bicep movement. Zottman curls, pick one, reverse curls or regular curls, and drag curls. Stupid movement, not going to get anything out of that. And if you want help with any of this, or if you want to pick up my arm program to help you develop bigger arms, just click that link below. And until next time, I'll catch you on the next one. Remember, 70% of your results will come from what you eat. Nutrition is the foundation for your success, and small changes can make a big difference. Our nutrition coaching program is designed to provide you with personalized support and guidance to reach your goals faster, regardless of where you live. If you're interested in taking your nutrition to the next level, click the link to find out more.